Hey there, everybody. This is our review of NCIS Season 18, Episode 9, and I got to admit, I did not see this coming. I saw a preview showing some possible danger around Fornell, but I still, in my mind, I was just, they're not going to do this. They're not going to go there. They're not going to do this to him. I was in such denial.
I did not see this coming, and especially going through this episode where we had like some nice Nick and Ellie moments. There was some moments with Sloane leaving people stuff. There was some other good stuff going on. The whole corn heist and all this going on. Uh, I just wasn't ready for this. I didn't feel or see this coming. So by the end of this episode, when Vance was reading that poem, like I was just getting kicked in the heart over and
Yeah.
over and over again. Like I still am in shock that they did this.
Yeah, like I will be honest here. I mean, this is a video, and the sole purpose of the video is us to talk and for us to kind of all get through it together. But there is a big part of my brain that has like this speechlessness going on, where I'm still just trying to get it together. Like I'm still trying to figure out how to process what this was.
Yeah.
We're going to get into it, and we'll talk about Emily's death and what this means to the show, what this means to Fornell, the implications of it. But if you guys do enjoy this video, subscribe. We cover NCIS every episode. Hopefully there will be more pleasant, uplifting stories moving forward.
Yeah, there has been sort of a punch after punch after punch for the past like couple episodes now, 3 episodes.
I'm just gonna rip off at least part of the band-aid here, because this is what makes this story so difficult to me, is that we spent weeks at the start of season 18 seeing Gibbs and Fornell try to take down this ring responsible for what happened to Emily back in the episode Daughters, that finale, and they did so much and justice was served. But it's another just reminder that while I think there are probably a lot of people they ended up saving with what they did, you can't save everyone. And in this case, Tobias couldn't save his daughter, and it is heartbreaking in this world.
And I think it's another reminder to everyone out there that has family members or friends that are going through this exact same addiction, that it is sort of a lifelong battle against it. That she was doing really well, Emily was doing really well, and then she wasn't, and that happens. Unfortunately, it is always a struggle. And them talking about sort of that idea of, well, where did she get these pills? Oh, it was a friend's grandmother, and how easily accessible it is to get this stuff. It's just, and that temptation is everywhere.
And I think they did this in a very important way, and showing that it was, a grandmother. This wasn't some, elaborate ring this time around. It wasn't something that Gibbs and Fornell can really chase. And it's a reminder as well that, we're all dealing with this totally separate health crisis right now that is completely unrelated, but these other issues, they're still here. They're still going to be here when this health crisis resolves. We still have so much to tackle in this world. And I cannot comprehend at this moment. Fornell has lost so much in his life already. Also, why did they have to do this to him? Like, I don't know.
I'm starting to get worried that Fornell is leaving the show, or leaving it like Sloane. So he brought up earlier in the episode that he wanted to go to Costa Rica, that Sloane mentioning that got him thinking, got him researching. He wanted to leave, which at first I was kind of like, oh my goodness, they're going to do this to Gibbs, where he's going to lose a really important friend, and now another really important friend, and he's going to sort of be left with a lot less. I mean, he's got McGee and he's got the crew and everything like that, but he's going to lose 2 big people back to back. I was hoping that he really wasn't going to go, and then saying, oh, I'm even talking to Emily. She might come with me, might not. We're still in talks, sort of thing. Now Emily isn't here. So this really can go one of 2 ways. Either he's going to stay because he's going to need more of a support system, at least for a little while, or he's just gonna go. And, you know, it's one of the sort of stages of grief, is a bit of a sort of denial and just moving into other things, like things aren't happening. And there's a lot of times that people do just leave.
I actually think there's a way it might end up being both, where I could see Fornell leaving and then sort of getting away, and then in the process of getting away, sort of realizing, I can't do this. Like, I don't have anything, and I'm using this to sort of mask all of my own grief. And I think for Gibbs, it's such a tough position the writers have put him in now, where, you know, I know Sloane is still alive and she's out there, but she's on the other side of the world. They have established Gibbs is not the most tech savvy of individuals. Like, he's not going to be hopping on a Zoom call with her every night. And he has this sense of loss and the sadness that I think he was already masking. And now he has to sort of take that and put it to the side and put more of his energy into helping his, you know, grieving friend who just lost his daughter. And Gibbs knows what that feeling is.
I still can't believe that this has happened.
I really can't.
I really didn't think that they were, like, going in this direction. It's really shocking, which is kind of remarkable in a way for us, because we have covered shows for 10 years now here and at the website, and it's not that easy to surprise us. And even though, you know, there were some hints that things might go badly, there things might not be perfect, I did not expect straight up she's going to be killed off the show. No,
I thought she was going to be okay. I was, every second of this, I thought she was going to be okay. And it was just, okay, this story's a reminder that, you know, there are still problems out there. Even if the drug ring is gone, it doesn't solve everything, but she's going to make it through. They're just sending, and no, they had to do it in this huge dramatic way.
And, I mean, really good material for Fornell this season. I mean, that was a really heartbreaking scene. We didn't actually see what the doctor was saying, just his reaction. Really well done. I mean, good material, too, for Brian again, for Jimmy.
Yeah.
I mean, that whole story of him losing his wife a few episodes ago, and then there wasn't much talk about it after that. There was other stuff that needed to be addressed with Sloane leaving and stuff like that. But it was good to have it not just disappear, where it's kind of like, okay, Jimmy back to normal.
I'm really glad they didn't make it Jimmy back to normal, and I'm glad he was able, over these, I guess, past couple of weeks since that episode where Barina's death was addressed, he was able to sort of put his own feelings into perspective and still have that grief, but also have that inner strength to help Casey. And that's something I love that they referenced the episode where Jimmy talked someone down from the side of, because it was like such a huge moment for Jimmy, and it really showed like his capacity to be there for other people. Like, we always joke that he's the guy talking to the bodies in the morgue, and he's kind of a loner and all that, but like, this man just, he loves other people, I think, in a way that we should all love other people.
There was a lot of call-outs in this episode, because Fornell also mentioned Diane, and we had McGee talking about still taking care of Tony's fish, so there was a Tony mention as well. There was a lot of name dropping in this episode.
It's been a weird day for like NCIS callbacks, because like you saw earlier that Phineas is apparently returning later this season. I never thought we'd see that kid again.
No, I didn't either. That story is wrapped up, and maybe it in some way connects to, you know, if Fornell does end up leaving and Sloane has also left, that perhaps Gibbs wants to reach out to other people that mean something to him, even if it's just a phone call. Hey, how are you? I haven't spoken to you in a while. I just want to check up and see how things are going. And I know that's not necessarily a normal Gibbs thing to do, but things are changing with him.
Yeah, I will be totally honest with everyone out there right now. The end of this episode punched me in the heart to such an extent that like my memory is already like falling apart from other things, because I'm sitting here being like, did we ever find out what Sloane left for Gibbs? Like, was that...
No.
Okay, good. I was starting to wonder, is just like my overwhelming sadness making me forget something here?
Yeah, and it was a little bit weird as well that the painting was left to Casey, and I get the idea of what she was saying, that every time she went into the office and was having a talk that she would reference her painting, but it was still strange because personally, with the Merry Christmas and this painting, I feel like there was something romantic connected to it that maybe Gibbs would have wanted to have it back. My theory is maybe it was given to Casey so that the picture and the painting will still be in the office. So every time you go down to the lab, there's the painting.
I think there's a good chance of that being the case. I will say I did not like it being left to Casey. It didn't make sense to me. And regardless of whether or not you subscribe to the belief that, you know, Gibbs and Sloane hooked up on Christmas quite some time ago, which
they did.
I am more on. You're not on this hill anymore alone.
And it doesn't necessarily mean that they like did everything, but there was at least a kiss, I think, and just I don't know. There was clearly an emotional connection with that painting, regardless of anything else. I think we can all agree on that. And and if she feels weird about gifting it back, being like, thanks, but I got to give it back, I can get that. But then maybe sort of in the instructions or things that are left, maybe Sloane could say, is there someone else you would like to give it to that also affected your life or brought some joy to your life? And then he could have given it to Casey. Be like, hey, let's have this stay in the office.
I think Sloane has left Gibbs something. I think that eventually we will
learn.
Her heart. Oh, Slim Street. We're still on it. The house is still there. We're not moving.
I am not moving.
No. That I think that is true. I think he has her heart. I think he also has something else that I think we will see at some point eventually. I think they're going to take their time with it. If Sloane ever comes back, maybe we'll learn exactly what it is.
Well, there was this mention about there's the phone. So basically he's like, I haven't lost her. There's the phone. Yeah, they were saying Zoom and FaceTime. He's like, yeah, whatever. But he does know how to use the phone and he will use the phone. So, I mean, it feels like that mention means like they are still going to be in touch.
So, you know, we have all these big important things that happen in this episode, and that's always going to be at the forefront of her mind. But I will say I at least appreciated the weirdness of the case of the week because it had like something memorable to it. I have never had street corn once in my entire life.
No.
I don't know if it is good. I did not know that there were apparently 20 different varieties of it.
No.
I don't even know if I've had a food truck like more than once. Like the only like food I've gotten on the street is like getting like a hot dog at like downtown somewhere.
Yeah, I mean, I'm from Toronto, so it's mostly cold most of the time up there. So besides like fry trucks or hot dog carts, there's not a big sort of food truck thing going on up there because everybody doesn't want to be outside.
Yeah, I'm not I grew up in Dallas. I'm sure it's very like a lot of street food now, but not when I was growing up. It was a fun setting for a case. We got a couple of fun little moments. I think we got some good Bishop and Torres stuff out of this at least.
Yes, we did. She pulled the sort of, we're undercover, this is my husband. And his face was just like, okay, I'm your husband. And then later we got that hug where he came over and was like, street corn. She just gave him like this huge hug and he was rubbing her hair. There's stuff happening there now.
There is like his face with being the husband. He was like, all right, Mr. I don't commit to anything, not even this fish. Like you are starting to get on board with something here, Torres. I believe it.
No, something is cooking.
I think NCIS.
And it's not just corn.
Oh, you're really good with the jokes tonight. See,
you're rubbing off on me.
It's all spreading around, everyone. Okay, this NCIS. We want to help you guys out here. So here's what we need after tonight. We need like a long Bishop and Torres episode that like confirms their relationship to some degree. Gives us some big happy moments.
How about a Sloane call?
Yeah,
maybe and she doesn't have to actually be on the phone, but it could be Gibbs being like, okay, I'll talk to you later. Hang up. Oh, McGee. Oh, who were you talking to? Sloane.
Or here's another idea. In the finale, Gibbs calls Sloane, and he's like calling her on a Zoom because he's figured it out. And she's like, hold on, I got some company. And then Tony and Ziva come into the background.
See yourself
and
out.
Then they're all here.
That is not happening.
No, this is not. Your idea is much more actually feasible than anything.
I thought we were talking about actual things. Because if we're going to do that, then we'll be like, and Ziva's hired back onto the team, and all is well with the world.
No, okay, yeah. We just need something a little bit happier after what we've gone through these past few episodes.
Yeah, it has been just really tough. Losing Sloane, then everything that happened with Jimmy and his wife, and now Fornell and Emily. Like, we need something that's just NCIS fun.
Yeah, we do. I mean, we've been through all the emotions in this video already. We've been choked up. We've had jokes. We've referenced the past. Like, we're all in this together. Let us know. How are you guys feeling after everything you saw tonight? Share. We'll all chat with each other. And if you guys did enjoy this video, subscribe, give us a like, and support us further. Check those links to the store, our Patreon, and we will see you here next time.